What is good, people? Hope y'all are doing well. I just wanted to have a quick video about a struggle of balance that I had. I still I'm still working through it, but it's about the balance of technology and life. Basically, I struggle a lot with dealing with this constant battle of trying to go for my goals, go for my aspirations, and the constant pull that technology has on me to just keep me immersed in that whole other world. It's a way I deal with burnout, is to just completely just immerse myself in scrolling or watching videos, watching streams. And it's almost a way of like escaping reality to find that temporary relief. And it doesn't work at all. Like, it might feel good in the moment, but in the long term, even the next right after the next day, because usually, after a long days of work, I would go in bed, pull on my phone, scroll till like 3 a.m. Then I go ahead and wake up the next day feeling tired and groggy because I only got like 6 hours of sleep, and it's just not a good way to deal with that at all. And if you're anything like me, I constantly struggle with keeping my attention kind of like controlled. Like, if I'm scrolling, I scroll for like 2 hours. Even if I'm doing work, I completely immerse myself in the work if I get to that flow state. If I'm playing a game, it's the same way, but it's just hard to transition. I think that's something universal. Just kind of transitioning from scrolling to just locking in or playing a video game and then going back to work. I feel like it's really hard, at least for me. And so one way that I started to deal with that is by trying to find a balance between those two worlds of reality and technology. And this book, Reclaim Your Mind, 7 Strategies to Enjoy Tech Mindfully, by J. Vidyarthi, I think that's how you say it, is a really good way of kind of hitting those notes on a balance of just your everyday normal life and integrating technology into that, because obviously we live in the future. We're living in a world where AI is going to be there, and where technology is integrated into everything we do. School and work, they're basically something you can't avoid anymore. Everything is online. Everyone's integrating AI, and it's a good way of like introducing mindfulness and meditation into this technology-filled world. And so basically, one of the main points I got from this book isn't the strategies itself, really. It's more of the concept of compassion and awareness. So first, let's talk about the compassion part. The compassion part is just not being too hard on yourself. One thing I found myself doing a lot was, in this book, it describes a pendulum of swinging between those two extremes. For example, for me, especially this semester, I think it was mostly this semester, I would be locked in throughout the week, attend my classes, do my work, be on track, and let's say like Friday night, finish some of the work. I, hang out with friends sometimes, or I, just chill in the study hall because I'm in university. Once I get back to my dorm, it's just like, oh my god, I'm tired. I deserve this break. There's also a little bit about burnout as well, and so I just scroll that Friday night. Saturday night, oh, it's okay. I mean, it's Saturday. I sleep in. I wake up at like 12. I think sometimes I even wake up early, so I only get like 6 hours of sleep, and I'm just completely out of it. Like, I'm groggy. It's like I'm not doing, my daily habits that I usually do, and that drags on to Sunday. And then on Sunday, I'm watching a stream that extends even to while I'm sleeping. I'm still like listening to it. Then I fall asleep with the stream open. And it's like 3 a.m. Monday, I have class at 10. I don't get to sleep until like 4, sometimes 5, and only get that little amount of sleep. And the next week is just completely ruined until I decide to lock in again, and it's just that complete cycle. And then towards the end of the semester, it was just bad. Like it finally caught up to me. The lack of sleep is catching up to me. Finals week was there, and yeah, it was just not good. And it always ends up bad towards the end of the semester. Like, it's like that slow decline of like lock-in technology, lock-in, and it just gets slowly and slowly. My willpower and my will to live is just it's going down, and it's just this full-on addiction to technology. This was from my mindfulness class I took. The class was a good reminder every week to just, stay composed, stay mindful, and this book was something I needed, although I still struggle with it, especially since it's summer. It's hard to keep that balance without having compassion for yourself. And by compassion, I mean just not being too hard on yourself. Like when I think what would make it worse is when I would wake up on Monday and I would just like beat myself up for just not being able to, sleep properly for the week, and for the rest of the week my willpower is just at an all-time low, and it's because of the technology. I just completely like hated technology. I just beat myself up for just not being able to control my usage of it, and I think that worsened the condition, it worsened the relationship, and so that's why it's just like a toxic relationship. And by being more compassionate toward myself, by saying, oh, okay, that's a weak point in my routine, of my weekly routine, and if I do it, I shouldn't beat myself up and then just completely crash. I should, recognize that I made a mistake, recognize that, that's just a thing that happens because of just biology. It's just, and like the techniques they use to keep you locked into these screens. And, of course it's completely like I'm completely aware of it, and that's another thing I need to talk about, but that knowledge that I'm aware of it and still doing it is like, it doesn't make myself look good to me, I guess. And then I guess the next thing is awareness. So once, I guess this goes a little bit before compassion, but just being aware that, because I would like, now I'm aware that that was a thing that continuously happened, and by being aware of it, I took some precautions on mitigating the effects of certain things. And compassion and awareness go kind of hand in hand. Like, you notice that this is a pattern that's going on, and once you notice it, it's much easier to kind of self-correct. And on one hand, you might be, oh my god, why am I doing this again? And then you realize that, oh, I'm doing this again, but why? Right? Like, you're aware of it, and then you can take those steps to prevent the same thing from happening again for the next week. And so that's something I did a little bit that I'm trying now. And I think this is a really good book on just taking that first step to awareness and taking that first step to yourself, as well as an introduction to mindfulness. I think this is a good book if you want to get started on that. And I'm gonna reread some other mindfulness books. Once I go to sleep, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be a completely new person, bro. I'm gonna be in Nirvana or something. But this summer is gonna be a transformation, bro. There's a lot of moves going on. There's a lot of changes, man. But yeah, hope you guys gained a little bit something from this. Maybe check this book out, as well as lock in, bro. It's finally time, man. It's finally time. If you haven't made any moves yet, I think it's time to start reaching out to people. Time to start just stop fucking around, bro. It's just time to get onto it. And if nothing's going on, then make things go on. Make things go on. I feel like you just have to take it into your own hands, bro. No one's gonna do it for you.